It's time for more furries. And this is a bit of a special one. This cute pink foxy girl is Liya Alopex CandyLand version. I'm gonna be honest, I'm still not sure how to pronounce her name. So we're gonna call this one Candy Liya, and we're gonna call this one Mechanic Liya. Candy Liya is a 1/12 action figure from LADoTOYS Mystic Land series. Long story short, she was adventuring, fell behind, and got isekai'd. I gotta say, even though I ended up really liking this recolor, I did notice some issues on her which weren't present on Mechanic Liya. Might just be a no good figures luck thing though, but I'll talk about it later on. And we'll do some swaps and stuff as well. So what makes this figure special? She's somewhat an exclusive figure being sold at Wonderfest Shanghai 2025, and only up for order online for a limited time, until 3rd of October, 8 PM GMT plus 8 specifically. A big shout out to LADoTOYS for sending this to me directly so we can see what she's all about. Do give them a follow on Twitter or X as well, as they do host giveaways for their new figures. If you don't want to leave it to chance, I'll also have links below for where you can grab one for yourself. Out of the box, there's just one tray and everything is packed quite well. Here's a character card with some stats and stuff, which is pretty cool. There's some after sales, the instructions, and let's get her out of the tray. She's looking pretty good. I find it funny how whenever figures have movable eyes, they always come out of the box looking a little bit funky. So let's fix that up. We got this eye articulation tool. Just pop off her hair and face and you'll be able to adjust her eyes. There we go, looks a little bit better, right? Honestly, I wasn't sure of her color scheme at first. Seemed a bit out there and a little bit weird for me. But in hand, she looks pretty good. The colors are pretty light pastel and kind of reminiscent of marshmallows or cotton candy. Pretty much everything has been recolored from the previous version. Besides maybe the sword, I think. But we'll take a look at the accessories later on. Her pink cotton candy hair and ears look very nice and there is some shading in it. Face looks excellent, super cute. Her top is a kind of lemony yellow. And she also has some sculpting and shading to accentuate her features. Her denim shorts are slightly lighter in color than Liya's. One interesting thing that I did notice was that Liya doesn't have the furry tummy or thighs like Liya. I suppose the color on her is quite light as is, and I mean there is already a white or pink gradient anyway. Overall color scheme on her belt, boots and stuff like that are lighter in color as well and do look good. Her floofy pink tail transitions into a kind of bubblegum baby blue. I don't know, I'm just making these colors up. All in all, if you give everything a chance, I think it works quite well together and looks good. And I ain't just saying that because they sent it to me. For accessories, she has spare wrist joints and the eye articulation tool we saw earlier. She has a red brick road kind of stand base with a peg that you plug into her feeties. I guess it does help a little bit, but honestly you still need to be careful when you balance her. She has a little tool carry pouch thing and it just attaches via the holes in her belt. Just take your time with this, and it shouldn't be too hard. This is a little bit different because it does have a gloss finish compared to the original matte finish. And besides being a little bit lighter in color, it does seem to be a little bit softer as well in material. I suppose it does make it a little bit easier to attach and mess around with when you want to slot in her tools. Speaking of which, she has a bunch of hands and tools in a separate tray, which is appreciated to keep things nice and neat. For tools, she has an axe, looking pretty good I guess. She's got some screwdrivers and wrenches and whatever you call them, I'm not quite sure. I don't think I specifically mentioned this for her, but she is a mechanic, just in a pink version. You can slot them in the pouch in a very specific order, so be careful and try not to force anything. She also has a mallet and a sword. These look good too. The mallet is actually a little bit different in shading and stuff to the original. It's the one on the top left which looks a bit cleaner. The sword, from what I can tell, I think it's the same. Let me know if I'm wrong. I'd say these are a good bunch of accessories and the lighter color scheme does match Candy Liya quite well. Also, she does have 8 hands total. Some of these are pairs, I think, and some of these aren't. She has default fisty hands, These are a pair. She has kind of holdy or holding hands. Some more holding hands, I suppose. And some openish hands. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure they're all different besides the fisty hands. It's cool though, I guess. It does make for some good combinations and stuff like that. For faces, she has 3 total. She has a default neutral slight smile. Very cute. A kind of worried, embarrassed face. Also very cute. Finally, she has a super angry face with red eyes. Of course, the eyes move and it does add to the playability. What you can also do is some face swaps. Some of them work, some of them don't really work. Honestly, most of them don't really work. Except for this one, I guess. I guess you can do front hair swaps as well. Or what you can also do is, being very careful, you can take their heads off and swap them around. Now you can have fox girlies with dyed hair. I suppose if you really wanted to, you could swap them with Keyaki, Shion, Moriyuki as well. The size does match, however you'll just have to mod the neck. I would say that she comes with a good amount of stuff, and she's not really just a simple cute furry fox thing. For articulation, this is where I had some issues. Head turns are okay. Her braid can swivel and move out of the way, allowing better head turns. Tilts are a little bit limited, and nods are a little bit limited due to her long hair, but it's not too bad. Ears rotate and move around and stuff, which is cute. Arms raised to the sides. They raise up. She can reach forwards. She can reach backwards. It's not a whole bunch of range, but I believe they are improving it with Tonia the cat. So the left bicep rotation on my copy is super loose. A little bit unfortunate. And the right arm keeps coming off too for some reason. Liya has double elbows, not quite full bend though. The glove cuff does not rotate, and hands move like so. Torso movement is okay, but do be careful of moving her because even though they are light colors, the yellow top will still rub off onto her tummy. I mean, it's not too noticeable, but it still happens and it is a thing. You can combine her torso movement with her hip movement, and the range will be a little bit better, of course. She does have pull down legs. She splits to the sides like so. Kicks back and forth. Backwards kick is a little bit limited by the butt. With her extended legs, range is like this. There is a thigh rotation at the shorts. She has double knees. There is no boot rotation. And there's standard feety movement with the tiny toe bends. Her tail, I really liked it on Mechanic Liya because it was nice and sturdy. However, not so much on CandyLand Liya, unfortunately. I suppose the joint is a little bit loose on my copy, and so it's a little bit floppy and doesn't really hold a pose. I'd say it's a minor issue though, because personally I just use the tail for balancing. I would say for sitting and kneeling poses, they're pretty good as well. So you don't always have to rely on just having her standing. For height, CandyLand Liya is 15.5 centimeters or just over 6 inches to the tip of her ears. So in summary, if you like how CandyLand Liya looks, or you like the first Liya, I would say it's definitely worth grabbing her while she's still up for order. She'll probably be hard to find if you want to grab her later on. It's funny because I wasn't sure of the colors at first, but turns out I actually have a lot of pink ladies in my collection. Like a lot. That said, she will still fit in with all the other girlies and guys and whatever you have. Shout out to LADoTOYS once again for sending Candy Liya over. Do keep an eye out for their other figures as well, like Daisy, Tonia, and the other two. I'll try to have some links below for them and reviews for them when they release, of course. We got the whole farm going, don't we? Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.